let's give the stage to Tarun, and I'll just give a little introduction about Prep-Insta's partnership with CoCube. So we kind of have been in a very cordial partnership since the last 1 year, and Tarun is national leads of key accounts with CoCube. Tarun, why don't I let you introduce yourself and then we'll start the session?
Well, thank you so very much, Atulya. Right, it's my pleasure, and I'll say I'm feeling privileged to talk to so much young brains, right? And so, guys, I'm here with CoCubes, which lately got acquired by Aeon. Okay, so I'm here for last 10 years now. Okay, and in last 10 years, I have seen, or I'll say, I have learned a lot about the, I'll say, both the faces around the hiring, okay, from the student's perspective as well as from the recruiter's perspective. So today I'm here with that kind of experience for all of you. So that is one thing. Secondly, as Atulya mentioned, that Aeon CoCubes and Prep Insta have shaken hands, and we are coming up with one single goal, that is to help real and user, which are you guys, okay, and engage them, help them learn what are those small nitty-gritties. By addressing those, we can help you with better placement strategies, as well as I'm here today to break a lot of myths, right? And actually to answer a lot of questions, right? So this is going to be a very candid and a two-way conversation between me and Atulya. And of course, in parallel, we will be having a questions from Prep Insta Discord live chat channel. Okay, so that's a bit about me. I've always been a sales maverick all throughout my life. And in the young age of 34 years, I've got 14 years of experience in total. So I started my career pretty early, so I can very well share those ideas with you people. So that's it, Atul, for a quick introduction.
So I'll start the session with the most important question that, or most important thing that I wanted to clear with a lot of people. Right. So a lot of people think CoCubes as an assessment partner for different companies, right? So let's say if XYZ company is coming to your college, they kind of probably may use CoCubes or Aeon software to conduct their online tests, right? So yes, that's a one way in which CoCubes is helping companies and students. However, there's another thing that a lot of people would know about and a lot of people would not know about, especially 2022 batch people because they have just gotten into their placement season. CoCubes also has a pre-access test, which
Yes.
is basically you give the CoCubes exam, you get your score or you get your employability score generated in different sections like aptitude, logical, verbal, coding, your domain knowledge, etc., etc. And then,
Yep.
as per us, there are approximately 500 to 600 companies that usually hire based upon the CoCube score. And it makes sense for them because they can hire dynamically at any point in time whenever they want by just looking at the top good percentage of the people. Do you want to add anything else to this, Tarun? Maybe something that I've missed?
So, okay, basically, good that you have quoted that we are working on both sides. One, I'll just add that we as an organization, as you correctly mentioned, we are an assessment company. We are an assessment organization, right? We have that intelligence and intellectual property to design fresher hiring assessment for a lot of corporates like Capgemini, like Accenture, and many more. Okay, so yes, we do that out on our one side of the business. Secondly, we came up with the idea that a lot of companies who either want to hire in off-campus situation or they want to hire nationally, right? They requested us that why don't you conduct a standardized assessment and share those scores with us so that we can have the access to the national talent pool. Okay, and hence the idea of pre-assess came into the existence. So yeah, that's where we started with the overall standardized pre-assess, which scores are accepted by a lot of organizations in the country.
Right. So I just want to add a few things. So this is our internal assessment. Obviously, we are in touch with a few other employability corporates as well.
Yeah.
So our assessment with CoCubes has always been a perfect balance in terms of jobs. So a lot of people who are non-CSIT background, they ask us, sir, I strictly want to, get a job in my core domain. I am a mechanical student or a civil student or an ECE student. Which exam should I be giving? Because in my college, that there are not a lot of core companies that come. There are a few IT companies that do come, not a lot of core companies that come. So we always, as the first priority, tell them that okay, if you want to get core jobs, you definitely without fail should be giving co-cubes. There's a good amount of IT jobs as well, right? But most of the other employability tests that we've seen do not have a good amount of core jobs. However, co-cubes has a perfect balance to both of those. Now, one more thing that we've seen so far is, so, for example, imagine, and this is our understanding. Imagine that there is, for example, an XYZ company who's in Odisha and
Yeah,
does, for example, mining. Right
right.
now, they would probably want mechanical engineers, metallurgical engineers, etc., etc. So obviously, they would not conduct an on-campus drive in somewhere, let's say Delhi or Mumbai, because the reason for them is, and this is something that we understand, and most of the people, most of the students do not, that they would always want to hire locally. That is, people who are from Odisha and will be most comfortable working in Odisha, because they've seen in the past that unlike IT jobs, which are basically mostly based out of top tier one cities, these kind of jobs are mainly basically the attrition is the most important thing, wherein people who start working with them should be working with them for a longer amount of time. So, which is why they try to hire from local colleges all around. What CoCubes also does is with, and the specialization that we at least Prepinsta analyze with CoCubes is that these kind of jobs, which are very region specific jobs, and mostly these kind of jobs are core companies job.
Right.
What CoCubes does is that on the basis of your pre-access score and on the basis of your location, you get introduced to these kind of opportunities. So let's say as a mechanical engineer, if you are working, if you are from Orissa, you are more likely to get a interview offer from somebody, from some company, from some mining company in Odisha. And per se, if you are from, let's say, Mumbai and have given the pre-access score, right? So let's say Mumbai people will get jobs or interview opportunities from the core companies which are around. So I'll just want to mention some core companies also have a component of local hiring, right? However, in the case of IT companies, it's not so. So let's bring in some questions. So I want to ask you a question, Tarun. A lot of people are per se commenting about the pre-access score, right?
Right.
So can you please give us a hint upon what would be an ideal score for the pre-access score that people would give?
Great. Cool. So first of all, I would love to touch upon what you just explained, that
Hmm.
earlier companies used to have the approach of that we only hire from locals to local regions, so that the students are joining us first of all, and then they are staying us for long with us for long. I think it's an old story now, and as I said, I'll be breaking a lot of myths out of my experience, right? So
So,
today the companies have got little open. So let's say if in 5 years back, if there were 10 companies which either are situated in Orissa or Tamil Nadu or Maharashtra, right, they would always prefer to have the students locally. But in last 5 years we have seen that they have widen up their arms and welcoming students from all across the nation. So
and
that
this
is
is
one.
for core jobs also.
Absolutely, for core jobs also. Okay.
Okay.
I won't be commenting much on how the dynamics have changed in especially last 2 years, because that is a really, really short-term view. Okay. But
Mhm.
as I said, out of 10 companies, seven have, maybe three still have that resistance that no, only I want to hire from Tamil Nadu, only I want to hire from Orissa, right? They have realized it that the talent can be sitting there in deep down Delhi or Lucknow or Ahmedabad and some of the other place, right? So they are open quite a much. Now, let's come back and answer the question on the score side. That
So, Tarun,
what is,
but I'm
yeah,
sorry.
sure.
I'm really sorry. We'll cover this point. This also reminds me about one component of it. When I was speaking with maybe Dhruv earlier from
Right,
CoCubes,
right.
So I got a context about the very same thing that you were saying about some company called as Adobe. Uh,
Yes,
so Adobe obviously every year hires on campus as well, right? As we've seen.
yes, yes.
But this is an interesting thing that we also noticed, and we also, got it testified in terms of a few things from you as well. So Adobe every year hires or does a diversity hiring via
Mm-hmm.
CoQ, wherein they are primarily looking at hiring. First of all, diversity hiring would mean that, okay, creating gender-based diversity, that is, a women's only drive. So that is one thing. So that is done via CoCubes. The second thing is that even I spoke with somebody from Adobe's team as well, and we got to know their context that in terms of diversity, it does not always matter about the gender diversity, but in terms of locality as well. So they
Yes,
always want to create a talent pool which is not just from Tier 1 cities, but coming around throughout India so that they can get fresh perspectives. Uh,
yes. So, by
so
the way, I'll just endorse it with the example of TCS or Wipro or Infosys going national, right? If you
Mhm.
see, earlier they used to hire only from a select set of colleges, which are maybe 100, right? But today, any and everyone can simply log into TCS portal and they can apply for the job sitting anywhere in the country, right? So this is a sign that today any company, even the largest of the recruiters, they want to have the diversified talent, right? Which are not just the region specific. So yeah, that's the example of having the wider perspective in terms of a regional approach. Yeah.
got it, got it. So let's come back to the question that I was asking. In terms
Yes.
of your perspective, what do you think is an ideal score for CoQs?
Okay, so first myth for the day, which I'm going to break, there is no such ideal score. Okay, so there is no, not the overall score which gets you a good job. I'm repeating it for everyone's reference. There is not the overall score which gets you a good job. It is the sectional score which gets you the right opportunity. Now, let me help you understand. Uh, the CoCubes test is the combination of six small attributes in which aptitude is one part, coding is another, domain function is another, written English, as well as little bit of computer fundamentals and so on and so forth. Right. So as Atulya, I have shared that skill wise
Sectional
mapping,
mapping.
right? Sectional mapping wala document. Could you like if you just share across with the larger
Yeah.
audience? So
I've just uploaded that. So if you guys you want to check the PDF that Tarun is talking about, I've just
yes,
uploaded on live chat on Discord.
yes. So let's give us like 30-second time to the audience to just open up that document. And if someone can confirm that, yeah, I have seen, I have opened up, that would be really nice because then I'll be taking a lot of context from there.
So I guess
So,
I guess they can't really
acha.
the only thing that they can do is reply on the text channel.
Yeah.
That's
That's good enough. That's good enough. If one of the audience could simply apply.
it. Perfect. You go ahead and
Sure.
continue. People are replying
All
that
right.
they are able to see it.
Cool. Great. So what we have observed over these so many years that uh, none of the company looks at the overall score. They always go as per the demand of the job role they are hiring for.
Hmm.
For an example, let's say company X want to hire for IT services profile and company Y wants to hire for IT product profile. Okay. So a company which is hiring for IT services profile, then they will be more focused about the analytical score, little bit of quant, little bit of English, and little bit of computer fundamental, right?
So for example,
Wherein, yeah,
I know that you would not be able to name a company, but
no, I can
hypothetically
name
at
the
my
company for
end,
that matter also. Sure, let me name a company for that matter also. Let's say there's a company called, uh, let's say, Hexaware, okay, or let's say any other IT service company, let's say Capgemini, okay.
hmm,
So they will be looking at these scores, which are the aptitude scores and the computer fundamental score, and a little bit of English, which is written English score, right? Wherein Adobe, right, which is an absolute IT product company, they will be going for the higher sectional cutoff in the coding section, which in our file, which is mentioned as software developer, right?
Hmm.
If you see, there is a strong ask for the coding score. Okay,
Hmm.
so that is the reason which students should really understand that fine. Uh, okay, and now let me help them by what is the average score they will be, scoring in the different sections. So, in my opinion, if you are clearing 55% cutoff in each of the section, then you are supposed to get more number of opportunities for interviews and shortlisting. I'm repeating it. Okay, 55% and each and every section is going to get you a lot of opportunities. Okay, on the other side of it, if let's say you are clear on two things, that hey, I just want a sales job, or I just want a non-tech job, or vice versa, I just want a core technical job. Let's say I'm from mechanical and I only want to go for a core job, right? Then, as per the slide, if you can see, right, your focus should be on your aptitude as well as your technical domain score. Okay, rest you can ignore about coding, you can ignore about computer fundamentals, written English, because then any company like Bosch or Adani or all such top level companies, they are strictly going to focus on your domain scores. Okay, so as I said, not a single overall score is going to help you. Okay, that is the normalized score out of 800. That, let's say someone was asking in the beginning of the session, is 621 a good score, is 601 a good score, or even the 590 a good score? Technically, all the scores are good scores, but let me give you two examples, right? What happened, we realized that uh, for one particular job, student A came to us and said, hey, my overall marks are 595. And in the same class, in the same batch, my friend is having a 580, which is lesser score than me, but he is shortlisted for this job. I am not shortlisted for this job, right? Technically, as per the normal mathematics, 595 score is higher than 580 score, right? But that doesn't correlate to your shortlisting in the real job. Why? Right? And now, Atulya, if you can upload rest of the PDF wala files for the reference of the students, right? Sure. Let me give you example. Let's say student A, whose score was 595, he scored really high on aptitude, he scored really high on coding, but he scored really low on domain wala part. Okay, wherein the candidate B, which whose overall score was 580, right? But he scored average in all these sections. So by default, he became the better choice for the corporates. This is the very small but a very basic difference. Now let me make it more easy for all of you. Okay, for an example, forget about the larger picture of CoCube score. Just take an aptitude assessment. I'm sure you all will be giving a lot of assessment for companies like TCS and who's and who, right? Imagine in the overall aptitude, there are three sections. One is quant, second is analytical, third is objective English, right? Where you also have the comprehensive part of English, right? Now, let's say the overall marks of that aptitude score are 60 minutes, 60 questions, 60 marks,
Hmm.
right? Simply 60 minutes, 60 questions, 60 marks, right? The cutoff earlier used to be, right, when I'll say, when not so many engineers were there in the pipeline, so the standard cutoff used to be, let's say 28, or let's say 35 out of 60. Right now, what a student will do, he will choose the favorite topic. He will say, now I can score, let's say 20 out of 20 in quant and 18 out of 20 in analytical. I think I'll be through because my English is little on a dicey side, right? So in their opinion, they have scored 38 marks, or let's say 40 marks, which is even higher than the normal cutoff, but they are still not shortlisted. Wherein the candidate who scored 12 in 12 13 in quants, 12 to 13 in analytical, and 12 to 13 in English, he scored just 36, right? But he is actually shortlisted for that job. Here is the difference, that companies do not go for the overall cutoffs, they go for the sectional cutoff. And in all the sections, my advice to all of you is to at least secure 55% marks in each section. That is my advice to all of you guys.
So
Yes.
perfect. So in terms of what I'm able to understand is, even if you have a good overall score, it may be
Yes.
possible that companies are not shortlisting you because your score is a little lesser in one of these, maybe one section that they are focusing upon.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
So one more thing that, my personal opinion is about, a few challenges that most of the students face is a lot of time people give co-cubes, and
Right.
and I'll say even though they have scored amazingly, right?
Yes.
But maybe companies are not contacting them. Maybe they are not getting interview offers. So I'll tell you
Mhm.
our assessment regarding it, and then I'll also give stage to Tarun to speak a little
Sure.
more about it. Our assessment is, so for example, if you give CoCube's exam, immediately 2 to 3 days after it, companies will not start interviewing you, right? Because it's also dependent upon company's requirement. So for example, KPMG, I saw KPMG was hiring via CoCube score a couple of months
Yes.
ago, right?
Yes.
So KPMG has hired, let's say, for example, 200 people now in month of June, right? So they'll not hire again in July, they'll not hire again in August, they'll not hire again in, let's say, October. Maybe they'll hire again in December. So there's a there's a high correlation between the demand of the company also. So what most of you need to do is think of it that, okay, I need to give co-cubes, but the job opportunities on average that I will be getting, I'm open to wait for the next 6 months. And which is why I'm saying that a lot of students make this mistake that, okay, that they say that, okay, let my 4 years of college end and then let me give co-cubes. According to at least Prep Insta, that should not be a good choice because first of all, you should be giving co-cubes ideally as soon as you can, right? And because second thing is your score is valid for 1 year. So all the companies that are going to hire in the next 1 year, if your score meets their eligibility, so they will probably be calling you for interviews as well. So you are not in the short game that, okay, I give co-cubes within 1 week, I want a job. It may take about a month as well, even more than that, and sometimes even maybe 1 week also, right? So that's our take onto it. That a lot of people ask, what's the right time to give co-cubes? According to Prep Insta, the right time to give co-cubes is when you can score good. And basically, you prepare well for about a month or a two, and then you give co-cubes whenever you feel, because your score is valid for 1 year. And ideally, you should give it as soon as possible, because let's say if your score is not good, so in that case, you may want to give the co-cubes exam again to improve upon the scores or improve upon some scores in some probable section in which you have scored less. So Tarun, again, I assume that you understand the whole context. Can you give
Yes.
us a little more light upon the same?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So first and a very clear answer to everyone is, as soon as you enter your seventh semester, right, you should give the first CoCubes test. The reason is, first you will get your overall job health card, which will help you yourself to figure it out that you are fit for what industry, and then you will be applying to all the industries mindfully. That is point number one, right? Secondly, right, as you gave the example of KPMG, right? So as per our last 5 years, journey, uh, because I just want to take an average, right? On an average, there are like 450 to 550 organizations which are coming on our platform to hire fresher engineers, right? So what does this mean? That maybe KPMG just passed by, or let's say Samsung just passed by, but there is another Samsung, or there is another Lenovo, or there is another Tele, which, or let's say there is another Bosch or Mahindra or Adani, which is coming to hire, right? So one should not be giving hopes that, okay, this hiring is over, I have missed the bus, so now I should not be giving the co-cubes, or I should not be improving my score for that matter. That is point number two. Now, the very, very important point for all of you guys is to understand that whenever these companies are coming to CoCube's platform, right, Sometimes they can take, let's say, 5 days to close the process. Sometimes they can take 15 days to close the process, depending upon the availability of the recruiters and the interviewers and all those things, right? So sometimes processes might take couple of weeks to get over, but all in, let's say, 9 out of 10 times, there will be a closure to every loop or every job opening. Okay. One thing which I would love to advise all of the budding engineers is that you know what we do as a seventh semester student, because then our first and foremost goal is to secure one job from campus and then look out for the other opportunities, right? In this case, what you can do, take as many as opportunities your college is providing, but at the same time at least be in the pipeline of CoCube's assessed candidates, because you never know when that company which is sitting 200 miles away or 1200 miles away from you can all of a sudden get a project and can get all of a sudden the hiring number of 30, 50, 70 or 100, and they can come overnight and then they can start hiring, right?
So,
So
I have
yeah,
like three questions, very quick two questions that I have, and then I
sure,
want to share an experience of mine.
sure.
So firstly, a lot of people think that co-cubes can only be given in partnership with college. But
Okay.
if let's say that your college is not partnered with co-cubes, then you cannot register. But I guess that is untrue. You can go to the CoCube's website and then register for CoCube's exam as an individual as well, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. We have two models. One is a B2B model, which is that we talk to a college. College gives us the entire batch or some certain student. But second is the B2C vertical, where each and every student, guys, let me tell you, our vision and mission line is we want to create equal opportunity for each and every engineer. That's it. That's what we believe into.
Regardless from which college you are from, you should have
Regardless
equal
of
amount
which
of.
city, which college, which stream you belong to. And one more thing, guys, there is one for everyone. It means there is, like I'm saying, there is one job for everyone. Why? Even if you have got, let's say, I'm sure you must have heard a lot of company ask for 55% throughout or 60% throughout criteria or 65% throughout criteria. But on CoQ's platform, right, a child or a student or an engineer who is who is having the aspirations to go and join the companies, and unfortunately could not get some defined percentage in one of the classes, which is 10th, 12th or engineering, they also can get opportunities as much as they want to, because we cater all set of all set of recruiters which even today do not have any shortlisting criteria.
So this is something that I also, and I get like on a daily basis, I get 50 to 60 Instagram messages on my personal Instagram.
Uh-huh.
And most of these, and I guess 10 to 20% of these questions are, sir, my class 10th percentage is less than 60.
Yes.
My class 12th percentage is less than this. So to be
Yes.
honest, I'll tell you one thing. Even my younger brother, who's just sitting beside me, and he's, to be honest, working in KPMG as of now. So
Wow.
he got placed on campus, by the way.
Nice.
He had 59% in class 12th. So
Right.
in his case, as soon as his class 12th was over, he gave an improvement test immediately. So which is
Hmm.
why he was eligible for KPMG per se, so on and so forth, right? So first
Hmm.
of all, I ask everybody, have you given the improvement test, yes or no? And most of the people say, sir, we haven't, right? So and then now it's too late to give improvement after 4 years of your class 12th.
Yes.
So I always mention this to them, that why don't you give CoCube's exam and other exams? Because in that case, these companies know that a lot of candidates face this issue, and then they have a lot of startups, they have a lot of small scale IT companies which personally do not care about your percentage criteria. And I've
Absolutely.
seen a large number of people who have lesser percentage but a good coding skill. And
Absolutely.
to be honest, I've particularly seen this in my life as well, wherein somebody who's a BCom graduate has gotten a job in a startup and is working in the coding side of it. just because he's a good coder and the company was able to analyze that. So to be honest, there are a lot of companies which are breaking those shackles of percentages of branches of minors and majors. All they care about is can you perform on the job or not, and can you demonstrate to us in your
Yes.
interview that you can, right?
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
one thing more, Tarun, that you correctly mentioned, and 90% of the people who are listening to this will not will not take my advice, and then as soon as they achieve this, they'll just go ahead. A lot of people make this mistake that as soon as they get placed in the first company, they
Right.
stop. They don't look
Yes.
for anything. Maybe it's an off campus, maybe it's an on campus. I'll tell you my background. So I am a 2015 batch pass out. The first
Great.
company that I got placed in was Cognizant.
Hmm.
The second company that I got placed in was Accenture. The third company that I got placed in was Wipro. Then I got placed in TCS. Then I got placed in the one more IT company.
Right.
Right. So five companies, which were service-based companies, these were the first. I was from VIT Vellore, so they were allowing as many offers from these IT companies. So I got five offers from these service-based companies, right? And a lot of people stopped there and there. But to be honest, I did not. I kept on studying for the next 1 month. Then I got a job in Oracle, which was three times the package of these companies. I did not stop then also. And to be honest, at the very same time, I'm also telling you I was not a good coder when my placement started, and it was a continuous learning process for me. So first 3 months, I started with the level so that I can get placed in a service-based company. The next 2 months, I started with a level where then I can try for product-based companies, and then thus I got placed in Oracle at a package of I guess 8.5 LPA. Then I still started in December. In December, then I got placed in InstaMojo, which was offering in a package of 18 LPA. So all of
Hmm.
these were on-campus jobs. But in December, on-campus was over.
Right.
I still tried for off-campus. And then I got placed in Google. And to be honest, in June, that is when my seventh semester started, I could not have had imagined working in one of the biggest company, one of the dream companies for everybody. And then I did because first of all, I don't settle. Well, I did not settle. And this is something that I always would tell to all of you that do not get settled with what you have. Always aspire for more. So even if you've gotten one job, maybe your college is restricting you that okay you cannot get a second offer. In my case, VIT does not restrict in terms of number of offers, but 99% of the colleges do that. Okay, if you've gotten one offer, now you cannot sit for placements. But there's a higher amount of off-campus jobs via these employability tests and other general off campuses as well that you should be trying. Second thing is, if just like I gave approximately 6 to 7 months for my learning journey, it's a continuous cumulative process of learning wherein if even if you are zero at coding, you will reach to a level within 6 to 7 months, and then probably reach a level wherein you can get placed in Amazon's, Flipkart, Google's, etc., etc. So always aspire for more. Do not settle with whatever you have. So my thing is that if you've gotten one offer from college, probably by October or December, do not stop. Still give CoCubes or the other employability exams. Still sit for off campuses. One more thing that I would like to tell you. So this, as of now, these days it's not happening. But a few years ago, there were a few corporates also who were, when COVID started, they were delaying offers as well. So if you had multiple offers, you also had an opportunity to join the company, whichever was giving you an earlier joining date. So in that case, if you have multiple offers, you're not at the hand of the corporates. You can make your own decisions based upon multiple options that you have. Also based upon how the stock of that company is performing. So let's say if Accenture stock has been performing better than let's say XYZ company in the last 1 year, I will say join Accenture. Why? First of all, more job stability because stock has been performing really well. Second thing is your yearly hike is based upon how the company is performing. So that's my take onto it. Tarun, do you want to add anything else to what I said?
No, I think we should be getting questions, and
Correct.
my couple of suggestions here is, guys, a lot of good companies, as Atulya mentioned, that let's say Google, Oracle, or Instamojo. What happens earlier? These set of companies goes to their premier colleges, which are IITs and NITs or triple ITs, right? And they wait for a couple of months that how many students are joining us, and then they go for the off-campus opportunity. So maybe your dream company is going to come late, in the eighth semester. Okay, when you are in between January to June, right? Maybe a lot of good quality companies will come there. So you have got enough time to improve upon yourself, okay, and catch up with couple of good coding skills or catch up got a couple of good certifications, right? So I think that is where you should not give up. So yeah,
So let's take up a few questions, Tarun.
sure.
How many times can we give CoCubes, and what's the gap between giving two simultaneous CoCubes exams?
Okay, so my straight answer to this will be, uh, as I mentioned, your first CoCubes test should be as soon as you enter seventh semester, right? Which is in the month of July or August. So right now is the absolute perfect time to give your first CoCubes test. Then in next 2 to 3 days, you get your result. Okay, you get your report. Do spend some time on your report. Do spend some time on your job health card and job suitability, because we have very scientifically, told you that you are good for these set of industries based on today's score. Let's say if I am Tarun Sharma and I want to go for a coding job, or let's say I want to go for a core job, right? But on the basis of my first CoCubes test, right, I am not, fitting well for a core domain job or a good high package IT product job. Then what should I do? I should simply take a gap of at least 1.5 months, right? Should focus or should have a focused approach on that particular topic. Because one good news and one good thing for all of the engineers is that CoCubes take the best of two score, and that is shown in your profile. It means, let's say, in in the first attempt you got good marks in overall aptitude, but you got poor marks in domain and coding. In the second CoCubes test, you gave the assessment and somehow you scored poor in aptitude, but you improved your score in domain and coding. So as a result, your overall score, which will be sent to the companies, will be the best of two. It means the first best of aptitude and the second best of the coding and the domain. So it means you are in an absolute win-win situation, that in out of two, your best of the scores are going to the companies. Now, one more very, very important, suggestion and advice here. Whenever a student gives the CoCubes test, right? Now they will wait that companies will come and they will give them a call. Sorry, that's not gonna happen. Again, the myth number two is going to get break. How? You are provided a username and password, which is your login, right? Two things: you have to keep on checking that login maybe every week. I'll suggest twice in a week, because the pace of jobs are very, very fast, right? So you have to give your consent first, and then only company will be able to see your score. We have made this very, very thoughtfully? Because let's say if I simply take the assessment score of 1000 candidates and I just sent it across to companies, right? And even let's say they are shortlisting the student who are in top 10 percentile or top 10 percentage, right? And maybe out of those top 10 percentage or the first 100 student, 80 are not interested. So the entire effort has gone in vain. Hence, we always ask for your consent. Okay, so student has to open the login, see that if there is a Samsung, if there is Adobe, if there is Harman Kardon, if there is KPMG, go and apply to that job. Even it will check with you twice that are you sure you want to apply for this job. That score is visible to the company. This is one larger reason why students sit at home and then they say and they complain, "Yaar, I am not getting any job or any interview opportunity from CoCubes." Right, guys? So there is a science behind it. There is a logical reasoning behind it, that company should be also knowing that these are the interested candidate in my job. Right? Yeah.
So one more thing is, there were a few people who were asking, sir, how can I give CoCubes test? and how many times the CoCube test happen. So what I've done here is I've sent on the live chat a link of CoCube's registration. So first of all, you can, let's say if your college is partnered with CoCubes, then they will arrange the test for you. But
Yes.
if in case your college is not partnered with CoCubes and you want to give the test individually, you can go upon this link that I've shared on the live chat. And from there, you can book a slot. So slots are basically, I guess, what I have personally seen is almost every day there are 1 or 2 slots. The exam
Yes.
is approximately 3.5 hours. So you can take the test from the comfort of your home at any point in time, but make sure, since I'm sure that the test would be proctored test, so you have a good
Yes.
internet connection.
Yes. Yes. It is proctored via AI, and the AI is so smart. If you do any hanky panky stuff, you'll be logged out. So yeah, that's also there. Because see, on the basis of these scores and proctoring, the companies are trusting CoCubes, right?
Correct.
Because they always believe that this test was taken under the controlled environment or in the proctored environment, right? So because today the technology has become so sharp that it can really check that if you are talking or if your video is not on, if you are not there, then and by the way, there are proctors behind the screen as well. So there is AI as well as the physical proctoring right from somewhere sitting in the technology world, right? So you will always be getting warnings in between that, hey, there is a lot of noise around you, can you cancel it? You are watching here and there, so there will be a check on you. So yeah, this test is self sufficient.
So, one thing more. So let's say I know that a lot of you may not have questions as of now, but would have a little later. So what I've done is I've also tagged CoCube's Instagram as well. So you
Yes.
can, go to and follow CoCubes there and maybe ask your questions directly. One person is asking, can BTech third year give the test?
Uh-huh.
So which batches are eligible as of now, Tarun?
So, okay, because there are jobs attached to this score, hence we always recommend that the student who are entering the seventh semester should give this assessment. However, we have got the assessment for the student who are even in the first year of the engineering, right? But
Hmm.
that is a college-based program because there we have a lot of research around it and a lot of reporting around it, and then it makes a lot of sense for a college to understand that what are the training gaps and all these stuff, right? So for now, I'll say the CoCubes test, which is related to jobs, is allowed for the students who are in the seventh semester or
So
who are just
basically,
entering the seventh semester.
what I'll say is from my assessment is maybe if you're a 2022 batch student, you
Yeah,
should definitely be giving. But again, after your
absolutely.
preparation, there's no point of giving the test and scoring badly. And then, so if only
Yes.
if you're confident that you will score good, then give the exam. If you're a 2020 or 2021 batch student, then you should be also giving immediately because your
A
college
lot of
is
companies
already passed.
right now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely.
You've already passed it out, right? One person is asking, can they use pen and paper while writing CoCube's exam to solve, I guess, rough things?
Yeah,
At
yeah. That is
the
that is an okay practice. That's doable. That's understandable. Which is okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a few of them are asking regarding the cost of the test. So I'll just say this: the it's a little dynamic. It keeps on changing. So
Yes.
probably
Yes.
the best way to move forward would be to check with their website.
Yeah.
So just I'll not disclose a lot, but Prepinsta may also in future would help you a little with that. But
Yeah.
can't disclose as very soon, right?
True.
What score will be considered best of two or both scores?
Best of two. Best of two.
Best of any, right? Let's say give it 3 times.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. But
Okay.
I'll advise that two tests are good enough. Even let's say somehow you failed in that also, then I think the third test is that should be the last one for you people, right? Because I think if you are not making it, then there is a serious problem. There is a serious gap around it. To try to figure out that gap first, and then take the another round, right?
So,
So
a last few questions that I want to ask Tarun because
sure,
again, I don't want to take too much of your time.
please, please.
So a lot of people are asking in terms of if you can give us, I've already posted a link on our live chat, which is basically Prepinsta's assessment of the companies that are hiring via CoCubes. So this is our
Okay.
assessment. But if you can say a little about a few companies that hire via CoCubes, and please do name in terms of a few of a few of core jobs and few startups and IT companies, if possible.
Sure, sure, sure. So, guys, if I have to simply talk about the company from the core background, then as I named, there are companies like Bosch, Mahindra, Adani, right? ExxonMobil, right? All these companies, Philips for that matter, Kirloskar, these are the companies which take the acceptance of the CoCube score, that is from the core side. Even the company named Soba Developer, which is core for civil, right? They also hire, and there are a lot of startups which are dealing in solar companies, which are dealing in solar power, right? They also keep coming and they also hire. So this was my answer for the core branches, and now my answer for the top IT product and IT service companies. I'll start from Adobe to Amazon to, let's say, Flipkart to even KPMG to Tally to Lenovo, right? These are some name to have here.
So it just reminds me one thing. So there is a friend of mine. His name is Abhay Kumar.
Right.
He was a 2015 pass out only, but
Mhm.
unfortunately he was not able to get job even after getting passed out of the college after 2 years. Also, he was not able to get a job. And this reminds me, you've said this. At that point in time, there was no Prep Insta, right?
Right.
Back in 2017. So he gave CoCube's test and he got a job in a solar company based out of Kutch in
That's
Gujarat.
right.
And he's still
Yeah.
working there, by the way.
Wow.
So what you are
Wow.
saying now
This
is a
is
true
amazing.
story.
Yes, yes. So even the companies like, Tata Projects, Toshiba, SEG Automotive, JSW Cement, AVL. AVL is into powertrains, Schneider Electric, right? I'm sure, I don't know whether the students have listened to the company called Rig Nanosystem. They offer 5 to 6 lakh for core chemical or civil or mechanical branch, right? So similarly, there are a lot of companies like MAQ Software, Dristi, HSBC. These companies are happily hiring with us for last so many years, right? And the startups like Smarter Code, which is a Chandigarh-based company, but they offer a 10 lakh rupee salary, right? So this is my advice to this young generation that, guys, if you really want to grow faster and learn faster, right, join a startup. If you want to have a sarkari wala naukri, go and join a small or a very large IT service company where the annual growth is 8%, 10%, 15%, right? So that's that fire, because as you are seeing two people, one is Tarun Sharma, one is Atulya. Atulya, even after 7 offers, was not satisfied. अगर उसको कल को आके कोई बोलेगा कि यार Facebook is hiring, then he will start preparing for the Facebook, and then he will crack it up, right? So
नहीं,
what I'm
अभी
saying is,
I am running a company to help other
absolutely. No,
people
no, I'm
with this
saying
money
I'm
that I have
talking the
made.
version which was in 2015, your
Correct,
version of
correct,
2015. So that's what
correct.
I'm saying. So, guys, I think this is a process. This is a continuous process. And let me tell you, hiring for freshers is on high. Given all the COVID scenarios, it is a crazy hiring number. I'm telling you, engineers are the boss today. Engineers are the king today, that they can rule that, hey, I will have 4 offers and out of 4, I'll join one. Okay, so that is what is happening out there. You are valued, right? Gone are the days where there's a lot of jokes on engineers that, hey, you throw a stone everywhere and then it will fall on the engineer. Gone are the days. Today, you throw a job letter, right, and even an engineer will not pick it up. So that should be your attitude, right? So that's how I see this hiring market.
Correct. One more thing that students should always look at this, and this is how I personally looked at this. So, to be honest, when I started for placements now, if you would have asked me to write a program for palindrome of a number, I wouldn't have had been able to write it. And I'm
Hmm,
telling the God's honest truth.
hmm,
Whatever I learned about coding was in 6 months of my life. And I always used to look at this perspective that okay, I've got a 3.3 LPA offer as of now. If I get a 5 LPA offer, I probably will need to dedicate approximately 1.5 more months of my life. But I would probably save 2 years of my life because the time that it would have taken for me to grow from 3.5 LPA to, let's say, 5 or 5.5 LPA would have had been 2 years. And if I get the 5.5 LPA job right now from college itself, I'm saving those 2 years by just studying some extra 2 months, or by not just keep being satisfied for the extra 2 months. The same thing that I followed. I got a job for 8 LPA, then I was like, no, I want a 25 LPA job, because I would probably be saving 7 to 8 years of my life by studying extra 2 3 months. And that paid off, by the way. It's always dependent upon, do you see a shorter pain? To be honest, it's a pain. Nobody wants to study. But do you want to see, or deal with a shorter pain of putting long number of hours for a longer duration of time, in a reward of saving probably a few years of your life financially, and making more financial and economical decisions, having more financial freedom along the way when you're doing it, right? And to be honest, just to close upon it, even after getting that job, I quit that job after 7 months, because I realized uh, that I probably made a very right journey, and I want to help people make the same journey as well. So, which is why I'm talking to you as the founder of Rep Insta right now, that never give up. Try for as many jobs as you can, which is why we collaborated with CoCubes also, so that we can inspire you that, okay, you can go beyond your college or the number of offers that you're getting from college, and then always keep trying for more. So that's it, Tarun. I guess we've covered most of the question. If you want to
Yeah.
close the session with a few things, the stage is open for you.
Okay. Two, three things very, very openly. One, always ensure that there is an importance for sectional cutoffs. So please do not take any section lightly. That is point number one, right? Uh, and by default, if you are scoring above than average in all the section, by default your overall score will be a higher score, right? Third, do do not sit idle after giving the CoCubes test, right? There is no one who is going to, courier you or the email you the offer letter immediately after that. You have to open your login. You have to apply for the jobs you are interested for, right? And then the entire shortlisting process will start at its own. And the shortlistings are done by company and communicated to you via us. Okay. So that is point number four. Point number five, guys, this is the high time, and you should not be putting down your shoulders, right? Because there are a lot of opportunities, especially if we see the dynamics in last 2 years. A lot of things have changed, right? Today companies are hungry to hire engineers, but and they are ready to pay higher salaries, but they are looking for skills. So do not sit idle. Keep on upgrading your skills, even if it's the smallest of skill, even if it is writing email, even if it is speaking English, even if it is learning about one or two more certifications. Please go for it. So these are my 4 5 suggestions. And as you all know, you know everyone is looking for a complete package. So higher salary, no problem at all, but a skillful engineer is still a question. So ask this question to yourself, and just take these assessments, and then improve your scores and go for it.
So
That is what is.
I'll also close the session by two examples that I think a lot of people would highly correlate to. So first of all, the reason why we launched Prep Insta Prime, which is kind of like a Netflix kind of a subscription, is that we don't want to limit your journey of learning. That, okay, you have purchased one course, right? And generally, let's say you do not have money to go ahead with a second course, which could be an AI, ML, ethical hacking, or maybe a company-based course or a platform-based course for CoCubes, AMCAT, etc., etc. So if you have Prep Insta Prime subscription, right? And the reason why we launched it, so that you do not have limits, and even if you get a job, you still get certifications with us, with our corporate partners as well. And because one thing that I would like to mention, I was just the other day speaking with an HR from Cognizant. And I guess they also communicated the same thing in your pre-placement talk of your colleges as well. Is as of now, Cognizant as of now is hiring for two or four different roles, to be honest, which is Gen C, Elevate, Pro, and Next. What they've clearly said for their next hiring is that we are only going to hire people who have good certifications, who show that they are going outside their college curriculum, outside their college CGPA, and are getting new skills of today's world. And then they've also mentioned this, that even though that for the lower end package Gen Z, they do not demand these certifications, but there's an internal exam that will happen, which is called as Cognizant Orbit Shifter, wherein they said that okay, even if you join at a 3.5 LPA role and you did not join at a 7 LPA role of Gen Z next, right? After 1 year, you can internally give a Cognizant Orbit Shifter program, but again, in the interview, they will focus upon, do you have certifications? Have you worked upon learning new skills? Have you learned AI, ML, etc., etc.? Right. So these companies are also putting emphasis upon new and digital age technologies and these certifications as well. And Cognizant itself is saying that okay, even if we hire you, you can still change your profile and go for a higher package within the company, given that you take the 1 year of working with Cognizant and you on your own initiative try to acquire those different skills on your own and you demonstrate that to us. So as Tarun has clearly mentioned, one thing is keep on applying, do not get settled. The second thing is the learning part of it also. Even if you get a job, still keep on going ahead with skills, right? I have my younger brother just sitting here who's, as I said, is working in KPMG. He's working in business intelligence, that is data science. But as of now, he's still learning and getting 2-3 certifications in different domain, because he just wants a bigger value to his resume. So with that words, I will close the session for you. Thank you so much, Tarun, for speaking and taking out a little longer time that we initially thought it would.
I really enjoyed the conversation, man, to be very honest. Yeah. And I hope the young generations is, benefited out of whatever we discussed.